Opera is too often thought of as like something that's not for everyone, and like what's more for everyone than like hanging out at a great spot in the Mission, drinking booze and listening to opera.
I wouldn't say it felt like I was at the opera. I felt like a really big party with like friends performing their favorite songs.
How many of you guys actually been to the opera? Oh, that's more than I expected. Next time, come and watch Rigoletto.
It's probably the best event I've been to the opera in a long time.
I wish people knew that opera can be really passionate even though you may not know or speak the language. It kind of transcends that.
I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I enjoyed the opera music, I did. I'll come back because I really like tonight. And we're actually trying to bring more people with us when we come back.
We're pretty dressed up compared to the rest of the folks.
It's just more relaxed. You can wear whatever you want and enjoy the music and not have to feel like you're in a kind of stiff environment.
Addio, addio, speranza e l'anima.
Addio, addio, speranza e l'anima.
Solo tu sarai, sarai.
This is IKEA's Future Lab. It's a space in downtown Copenhagen where researchers are creating a sustainable future by changing the way we live, work, and eat. Space 10 was founded in 2015, and its aim is to imagine just what the future may look like. It works with specialists, experts, and creatives from around the world to create projects that it hopes will make the world a better place to live. Its concepts include futuristic IKEA meatballs, made from insects, lab-grown meat, or food waste, that may become the meatball of tomorrow. A virtual reality app that lets you place IKEA furniture in your home before buying it. Even an on-demand driverless cafe, shop, or office that makes its way to you at the push of a button.
IKEA is a company that many people around the world they know about, but like any other company, they are extremely keen on finding new and better ways and more sustainable ways of creating a better everyday life for people. And what we basically do is that we are research and design lab, and we try to understand where the world is moving and try to find ways of making it better, basically. I think for many people, research is seen as a little boring, and facts and data, and nobody really seems to get super excited about it. We try to collaborate not just with data scientists and researchers and academics, but also with designers and creatives to translate that into something that people actually give a damn about.
Space 10 showed us the project it's currently working on. A model village that is completely self-sufficient when it comes to electricity.
So all the solar panels will be connected to a computer underneath the houses, and you will be able to see which houses are selling and which houses are buying power.
The beauty of this project is also that you could see that this little village or community would actually be more a thing where everybody chips in a little bit. The energy from the community, the money goes back into the community, so you have a more democratized way of actually distributing and buying energy.
Space 10's experimentation continues in its test kitchen, where the foods of the future are dreamt up.
We do a lot of funny, weird, novel explorations within the field of food. And one big challenge is that we throw tons of food away each year, and it's often actually perfectly fine. And one thing I know for sure that a lot of people are throwing away is spent coffee grounds. And facts are that when you brew a cup of coffee, you actually only use 2% of the nutrients that are in there. Explored a little bit growing mushrooms. There's no mushrooms yet, but as you can see, the fungus is kind of growing. These are for oyster mushrooms. And then you basically just mix it with the spent coffee grounds. And then when it turns completely white, you add another layer of coffee grounds, and then you just follow the process. When it hits the surface up here, you remove these, the mushroom will start to flower. There's also these shortbreads with coffee grounds in.
Simon showed us how he makes a dogless hot dog, a meat-free recipe that has just as much protein in it as a normal hot dog. The hot dog is one of the recipes in Space 10's new cookbook, and it uses the blue-green algae spirulina as a protein source. Spirulina is one of the fastest growing organisms in the world. It's easy to digest, full of iron, and contains around 60% protein. The hot dog itself is replaced by a dried and glazed carrot, along with a beetroot ketchup. It's served with hydroponically grown leaves and salt and vinegar sprinkled insects. Each element is designed to be sustainable, but also tasty. So what did it actually taste like?
So I think this is probably the most sci-fi thing that I've ever eaten. It doesn't taste at all how it looks. It looks like it tastes very green, very healthy, but it's not. It's just a sort of, as you said, like an explosion of flavors. Yeah. They don't taste of that much themselves. They're kind of slightly nutty. The salt and vinegar is really nice. A nice snack on the side.
Space 10's ideas are experimental, and you may not be eating an algae hot dog next time you visit IKEA, but these projects might just be a look at the future to come.
It's become very clear that there is no one future. There's many futures based on the many people and countries and cultures around the world, and I think that is, I think what we will see in the coming years, that we will probably move away from this consolidation of very few platforms or very few visions of how the world should be, or how we should dress, or what we should eat, or what we should say, and where we should do it, towards, you could say, a more...
About 10 years ago, we got approached by one of the largest oral healthcare companies in America, a company you've probably heard of called Oral-B. And they said, look, we'd like a new kids' toothbrush because ours is starting to get commoditized. It looks like a lot of kids' toothbrushes out there, and you can't have that. We want to be special.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. That's great, it starts with an earthquake, birds, snakes, and aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane, listen to yourself, turn worlds with its own means.